Here.
Jason Krepla,
Yep.
William Ross,
Yes.
Mark Berube,
Yes.
Ryan Mahoney,
Here.
Ann McCaffrey,
Here.
David Massey,
Here.
and William McAtee is not here yet, and Clifford Scott will be a couple minutes late.
Great. Thank you. So we have an introduction of guests. Carolyn, you want to start?
Carrie Caruso, agency staff.
Mike Dudley, agency staff. Rob Green, Niagara Gazette.
Jason Tierney, Buffalo Business First. Jonathan Epstein, Buffalo News.
NCIDA development.
Max Time, Biggest Drink.
Susan Perone, agency staff.
Thank you. We stand for the pledge, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yeah. Mr. Ross, please.
Yeah. I'm looking for a motion for the approval of the meeting minutes of December 13th, 2023. Looking for a second on that.
I'll second.
And a second from Mr. Berube. And take about 30 seconds, take a look at them, see if you want to add or delete anything. And then I'll call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Very good. Unanimous, Mr. Chairperson. I'll
Motion
turn it
carried.
over to you.
Great. Finance and Audit Committee. Mr. Kemper.
Early this morning, the Finance and Audit Committee met with regards to the agency payables, budget variance reports, both for December 31st and for the month ending January 31st. The committee found everything to be in order. Additionally, we discussed the need for an updated universal banking resolution for M&T Bank, which we are requesting all board members remain active for a few moments to take care of some signing business. Can I get a motion? I guess we need individual motions again. So initially for the agency payables dated December 31st, 2023, I will move to accept as presented. Can I get a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? All right, and again for the agency payables for the month ending January 31st, 2024, again, I will move to accept as presented. Can I have a second? Second, Ryan. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Am I stepping on your toes by calling for the vote? I apologize. I'm not sure. All right, going again down the list, budget variance reports for December 31st, 2023. I will move again to accept as presented. Can I get a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? And again, down the line, the budget variance report, again, I will move to accept as presented.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? And I do not believe we need an action on the universal banking resolution.
I don't think so.
correct.
No.
Okay.
Do that at the end. Okay, great. 7.0, any unfinished business? So new business 8.0, Ms. Callow, 1 East Avenue, or something?
Mr. Chairman, as probably everyone is aware, ISCO has been in the process of a comprehensive renovation of 1 East Avenue, which is a really cool historical building right in the heart of downtown Lockport. And at this point, in the second part of our presentation here, they need to do some infrastructure improvements for a tenant, being Big Ditch Brewery, to necessitate the 15,000 square foot space that Big Ditch will be taking for a microbrewery, taproom, and restaurant. So this below is asking for additional sales tax only on this project. There's already a pilot in place. Mr. Chiazza is here if anybody has any questions about the project.
Are there any questions? Any issues? Okay. I need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Motion to approve. I need a second. Right, Nancy? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We need a roll call vote.
Yes, please.
William Ross,
Yes.
Jason Krempa,
Yes.
Mark Berube,
Yes.
Ryan Mahoney,
Yes.
Ann McCaffrey,
Yes.
David Massey,
Yes.
Marco Nessie.
Yes. The public hearing is in Lockport on February 27th at 2 o'clock. We don't need a vote on that. Please don't need a motion. All right, I need a motion on the public hearing. Mr. Franco,
I'll
Mr. Berube, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We don't need a roll call on that, do we, Mark, for the?
No.
Okay, great. All right, thank you. 8.1.2, the additional sales tax benefit, Big Ditch ruling.
Yeah, as promised, part two, Big Ditch being the tenant of the new space in the building, seeking sales tax only for the furniture, fixtures, and equipment that they'll be installing in the building. Again, very exciting since I live almost within walking distance of the building. So happy about this. There's a lot
Yeah,
portion.
make it to the meetings.
So anyways, Mr. Khan is here today if anybody has any questions about it.
Any questions?
So we're approving it, or we're requested to approve additional sales tax both for Iskolo as well as for Big Ditch.
Yes, Jason, what basically this is an extension and additional benefits as part of that original Iskolo 1 East Avenue LLC project. But because we're going to be providing directly to the Big Ditch tenant, we have basically two separate resolutions for the sales tax benefit. And then since it also, in totality, overcomes the threshold for a public hearing, that's why we're going to be running a public hearing on both of these as well. So recently at Big Ditch Brewing LLC submitted an application is, our standard operating process is that we always want to know who we're doing business with. So we had them present this application, even though it is still, and both of these actions are under the Iskolo 1 East Avenue LLC project that was, previously approved and closed. I think, in totality, we'll have two public hearings on this, but they total over the $100,000 threshold, so that's why we'll be moving forward.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Are there other tenants expected that are going to require similar actions, or is this a good tenant?
Great question. Good morning, everybody. David Chires of Municipal Development. The renovation was intended to kind of finish the building in a way that folks could just move into existing spaces that are there. The only thing that was a question to us was if we could ever attract a restaurant to the location, which requires a whole different set of infrastructure for the building than the building was equipped to handle. So the annex, which is largely where Big Ditch will be located, and the space below it was renovated as part of our project. It needs to be, further improvement needs to be made to accommodate their particular type of use. Most of the other space in the building is kind of like ready to go. Yeah, I'd like to put a petition wall here or there, but this should be the last time we come back to you for assistance on this project. The rest of the building is pretty much made ready for tenants to move right in. That's Craig Lewis did. They pretty much took existing space, did minor improvements to their space, but they moved right in. Didn't require us to come back.
Thank you.
Any other questions? I need a motion for the additional sales tax benefit.
So moved.
Mr. McCaffrey. I need a second. Mr. Franco. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We need a motion for the public hearing. What's that, Mark?
We'll need a roll call on that.
Okay. Okay.
On that motion. Thank you.
William Ross,
Yes.
Jason Krempa,
Yes.
Mark Berube,
Yes.
Ryan Mahoney,
Yes.
Ann McCaffrey,
Yes.
David Massey,
Yes.
Marco Nessie.
Yes. Okay, I need a motion for the public hearing.
I will move.
Mr. Krempa,
Second.
Mr. Ross, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The public hearing is February 27th at 2:15 in the Lockport Municipal Building, same place as the other public hearing, right after. Alrighty. 8.2, NCDC request for loan approval. Glenda?
Yes, we had a meeting of the revolving loan committee earlier this month. Graham Brothers Enterprises was presented, and let Mr. Kepler, the chairman of the committee, say a few words.
So the loan and grant committee met, I believe it was last week Thursday, if I got the date correct, to review an application request from Graham Brothers Enterprises LLC, DBA Niagara Organics, and DBA Graham Brothers Property Services. The loan request is for $150,000. The request or the proposed term is a 15-year self-amortizing term loan. Collateral is a first security interest on the property, or I'm sorry, a mortgage filing, not a mortgage filing on the collateral property subordinated to the senior of the bank debt. Graham Brothers has been around for a while. They do landscaping, property maintenance, things along those lines. Their request is to acquire a piece of property in order to have a place for landscapers to dump effectively their organic material, and then it'll be composted, and they'll be able to sell it back in various, as different products that are needed, backed by anybody that's involved in agriculture and or other landscaping companies. The company's been successful over the years. Their historical financial statements support the loan. This new project is projected to be cash flow positive effectively from day one, which is just going to assist in growing the business. The terms and conditions are in line with what we've approved in the past, and the loan and grant committee voted unanimously to submit this to the board as presented. Any questions on the project at all?
No question.
No, I think it's a great project from the standpoint of the amount of people involved in commercial landscaping today. And I was wondering what they did with the stuff when they piled it in the trucks.
Yeah, right now there is no place in Niagara County that takes this type of. I'll use the word refuse, but it's probably an inaccurate term. But there's no place in Niagara County that takes this byproduct, and effectively they're going to reposition it all and be able to sell it back. So it's a win-win.
I thought it was a great idea, and of course their location is pretty good between picking up the Erie County business too.
Exactly. So they should be able to grab business from North Amherst and the town of Claremont.
Exactly. Thought it was a good project.
Yeah, we agreed over it.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Okay, I need a motion for the loan approval.
So motion.
Mr. Ross,
I will second.
Mr. Kremko, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. I need a roll call, please.
William Ross,
Yes.
Jason Krempa,
Yes.
Clifford Scott,
Yes.
Mark Berube,
Yes.
Ryan Mahoney,
Yes.
Ann McCaffrey,
Yes.
David Massey,
Yes.
and Mark Onesi.
Yes. Great. 8.3, town housing real estate. Glenda?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Referring to my memo that's the last item in the agenda today. So IDA owns 3 buildings. We're talking about 2 of them today. The 2045 and 2055 Niagara Falls Boulevard, over in the town of Wheatfield, that we own in conjunction with the NFTA. Just historically, for a long time, for decades, 2045, the Rainbow Center, had a third partner who managed the day-to-day operations of the building. About 4 or 5 years ago, IDA and the NFTA bought out that third partner and have been trying, between the 2 of us, to manage the building on a day-to-day basis. It's becoming a problem. It has become a problem. We're trying to do it as a staff. Everybody's chipping in. Julie, Mike Dudley, and myself are spending a lot of time on that. In addition, now 2055, which is next door to that building, our tenant has notified us that they're downsizing significantly. So there's going to be a lot of flux in that building. So we've been tossing this idea around about getting a professional management company for those two buildings. We did issue an RFP late last year. We received a proposal from Townhousing Real Estate for that, and we met with them. Mark Gabriel put in a lot of time also in some negotiation. We have a proposal that we think works for all of for us, and what they'll be doing is triaging issues and problems, which could be probably the most annoying part of it. When it's toilet breaks, there's a leak. There was roof issues before we replaced the roof on 2045 last year. So they're also, as a management company, would also be doing broker services for us. Given that GHD is moving out of a good portion of that building, we're going to need that and need somebody to be showing space and taking care of running up new tenant space. And then also vendor management, if there's any maintenance or repairs that need to be done, they would take care of that based on a list that IDA has previously done an RFP for to get vendors pre-approved. So, Mark, I don't know if you want to add anything that I missed regarding this.
No, that was actually a good summary. The only thing would be if and when there comes a time where we have to do a separate RFP, let's say for a build out of some sort or deal with building codes, they're going to be handling that aspect of it as well in the oversight. So it's I know from someone watching the agency, and especially through Mike and especially Julie, they were pulling their hair out literally over the last year and a half. It's gotten too much, and I think it's a nice idea down the line if, depending on how this relationship goes, if we as an agency for our building decide to maybe do the same thing. Right now, we don't think we need to, but that could be something we do shortly.
Okay. Any questions?
What's the terms of the prospective terms of the relationship with town housing? I'm assuming it's a percentage of rents.
What'd you say, Mark? I'm sorry.
The termination, I thought, was any of the, I think it's been 30 or 60 days.
I think you said terms, didn't you?
I'm sorry, yeah, the terms. My assumption is it's the percentage of rents. Is there a minimum? Is there anything that?
Yes, it's a percentage of rents. And if we did the math correctly, based upon where it is now, it'll be somewhere in the 12 to 15 range per year, I believe. Plus any of the costs.
Anyway.
And if it goes $12.
No, well,
Be good.
Okay.
yeah.
Any other questions? I need a motion to accept.
So moved.
Second. And Mr. Scott, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We need the roll call vote, please.
William Ross,
Yes.
Jason Cromwell,
Yeah.
Clifford Scott,
Yes.
Mark Ruby,
Yes.
Ryan Mahoney,
Yes.
Ann McCaffrey,
Yes.
David Massey,
Yes.
Mark Onesi.
Yes. Any information items that, Mark, you got anything else to add today?
Yeah, actually, just a couple. I
Okay.
have to mention on the townhouse real estate group that, in dealing with their representative, Jeremy, and I think Sue can agree with me, a very professional, very impressed by this whole group. So we expect really good things from this group in regards to representing us and handling those buildings for us. On the second, the only other AC council building or item I'd like to point out is, if everyone remembers, there was a low-income housing, instead of low-income housing projects brought here by individual Martin Trammell, MHG Properties Inc. There was one in Niagara Falls and one in the town of Niagara. The company has notified Sue last week that both of which withdrawing their applications and the projects will not be moving forward. So we will be, so those two projects are terminated. We will be removed from our various project status that you get on a monthly basis. So those two will be dead projects.
I was going to ask the same thing. Do you know the reason?
Mark, is there any indication why? That was the question.
I didn't get the commitments funding.
Not really. The only, they mentioned something about not being able to get on gas allocation from New York State. And there was a very small project to begin with for to justify a transaction, but nevertheless, that was, I think, part of the reason they gave us, if I'm not mistaken. So,
Yes.
Any other questions? Any other information anybody wants to share? Want to discuss? Okay, our next regular meeting is changed to March 27th at 9 o'clock, and it will be preceded by the budget non-committee
and the governance.
and the government. Right. I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Moving. Second. Okay, voting. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.